This coverage is brought to you in association with Fraser James Partnership, where money matters.
Jedforest have been penalised. A chance now for Mike Kerr to get the ball rolling here. He's had a good tournament for Watsonians this afternoon. On to Tuala, and off he goes. Already into the Jed half. Nice ball into Ferguson. Ferguson up to that 22, and it could be first blood here to Watsonians. Great try. Tuala made the break, and Jack Ferguson on his shoulder and straight in the far right corner. 3.5 minutes gone in the first half of this Kelso Sevens final. Jack Ferguson, the scorer, converted by Mike Kerr. The difference between the sides. Ian Chisholm now on the ball, feeds it out to Lewis Young. Young on the halfway line, feeds it back infield to Ross Goodfellow. Goodfellow then working his way back to his 22-metre line. He's tackled out by Tuala. Jed should come up with the ball, picked up by Robert Hogg. Hogg feeds it out to Chisholm. Chisholm then out to Lewis Young, trying to find a gap here. Oh, that's a yellow card. Off you go. That is a yellow card, I'm afraid. Yep, Harris, he's been warned already, and that was a high one on Lewis Young, and yep, he's saying, didn't mean it, ref, that's a yellow card. Off you go in the bend, son. So Watsonians down to 6 men, yet just the yellow card there, and it's Harris Grant has been given his marching orders. Jed need to make this count now. Jed trail though, it's Watsonians 7, Jedforest 0, Kelso Sevens final. Glorious sunshine here, a point apart. Robert Hogg on the ball, inside, taken on by Gillespie, but they're going to have to pull it back because that was a forward pass by Jedforest, 10 metres inside their own half. Jed inside their own 22, 6.5 minutes gone in the first half. Long pass out to Ross Goodfellow. Goodfellow to Lewis Young. Now he's got a bit of space here. Lewis Young, he cuts inside. This time he's away. Now what's going to happen? He's up to the halfway. He's got Ian Chisholm on support, runs through Jack Ferguson into Chisholm, and Chisholm's away, and he's going to go in for the try. Good work from Lewis Young and great support from Ian Chisholm, and Chisholm's going to go in underneath the post on the 7-minute mark. So it's going to be Jack Ferguson on the ball for Watsonians, all square in this final. Watsonians 7, Jed 7. Ball taken on by Harris Grant, who's been in the bin for two minutes, so he'll be the fresher of the players out there in the park. And Jack Ferguson again's made the break, and off he goes. This time a tackle comes in from Robert Hogg midway between the Jed 10 and 22. Jed have to watch his notes, stay offside. Watsonians have possession at the moment. Tuala driving through, trying to feed inside to Mike Kerr. Ball picked up by Harris Grant. Grant then out to Ferguson, out to Scott McKean. McKean plays hot potato with it, has to run backwards, trying to find a gap here, taken now by Tom Hart. Tom Hart on the ball, runs into Ian Chisholm, play on the halfway line at the moment. Chisholm comes in and picks up, and it's Lewis Young now, got a bit of space here, and he's gone. Toot toot, he is flat out and he's away. Lewis Young, great run from the halfway line, good steal, good work by Chisholm, and Young comes in. Lewis Young, and in for the try, and it's Jedforest 12, it's Watsonians 7, half a minute to go till half time.
Yeah, great time for Jedforest to score as well, to get their noses in front for the first time in this tie, and that's a conversion attempt successful as well. So that's Jedforest, that's a different complexion now. They lead 14-7 going into half time.
Yeah, well, it's 10 minutes on the clock now, so I think once the ball goes dead, it will call for half time. So Jedforest 14, Watsonians 7. So looking good from the boys from Riverside Park. That Lewis Young try certainly had a bit of work to do when he got the ball, but he certainly turned on the burners there. So Ian Chisholm with the restart, a high kick midway between the 10 and 22. Tuala underneath it. Gregor Taylor in there for Jedforest, trying to get it back on the Jed side, picked up though by Watsonians. Mike Kerr on the ball, comes out to Tom Hart. Hart then he's got Scott McKean in support. Scott McKean going on a run, he'll cut back inside though. Robert Hogg comes in, that's a steal on Lewis Young, then picks up on the halfway line. Good play from Lewis Young, balls there as Danny Gillespie comes smashing through, but the referee saying that Mike Kerr getting involved with Danny Gillespie and Mike Kerr having a bit of a set too, and then Mark Rennie getting involved. Bit of afters there, so both sides I think. That's, come on boys, split it up. Remnants of after. Mike Kerr just needs to get out. Mike Kerr, his father Andrew Kerr as well, getting involved, but it's going to be Watsonians with the penalty at the tap and go on the halfway line. I think this is just kind of lit the spark now as Ross Goodfellow goes in on Jack Ferguson. Jack Ferguson coming inside, good tackle though by that was Ian Chisholm again, picked up though by Scott McKean. Scott McKean makes a break. Is he through? He is indeed, and Scott McKean picks up and right on the stroke of half time. Scott McKean right through the middle there, and a lot of afters going on with Mike Kerr and Ian Chisholm. Lewis Young getting involved as well. This is going to make for a tasty second half here at Pointer Park, but Scott McKean has gone in for the try, so that makes it Jedforest 14, Watsonians 12. Mike Kerr converts that. Referee blows for half time. Jed 14, Watsonians 14. It's game on in this final, and I'm sure a good old dust up in the second half to come. Let's get it on. Mike Kerr then with the restart. High kick-off. Underneath it is Darren Gillespie. Ball comes back on the Watsonians side, picked up by Twala. He's missed in the tackle and still driving forward here. Twala, and that's two missed tackles. He offloads into, and that looks like Harris Grant. Has he got the tackle? He has, and that's just down to missed tackling from Jedforest. He allowed Twala through on three of the players, and he offloaded to Harris Grant, who goes in to the left-hand corner after 20 seconds in this second half. It's Watsonians 19, Jedforest 14.
And not for the first time in this final, Twala certainly hasn't finished off the move, but has been absolutely key in orchestrating a try there for Watsonians. And again, it was a good, powerful break from him. He's been a real impact player during the course of this tournament. Didn't start the first couple of matches, but certainly was key to their success in the semi-final victory, and has more than played his part so far in the final.
Yep.
And that's another excellent conversion.
I'm sure he's going to give the decision here to Watsonians, but his ball taken on by Harris Grant. Oh, and Harris Grant's made his way right through here, and Harris Grant right through the middle. Nobody tracks his run, and then he goes for yet another try. It's taken on by Ross Goodfellow. They're inside their own two, but Watsonians, they're actually behind some of the Jed players here. Good break thought taken on by David Gobby on the field, and off he goes. David Gobby, can he hang on to his feet? He's got a man on him inside, taken on by Chisholm, and Chisholm's clean through. Great work by David Gobby, and Ian Chisholm takes the pass. Again, support play from Ian Chisholm, second to none. He's always on the shoulder, and then he goes for the tries. It's Kelso Sevens final, 3.5 minutes to go. Watsonians 26, Jedforest 21, as Watsonians got players on the outside picked up then, and this is taken on by Mark Rennie out to Twala. Oh, has it gone forward? No, behind says the referee as the tackle comes in. Good work by Donald Grieve. The ball's there if Ross Goodfellow can get it. No, picked up then by Rennie along the line to Harris Grant. Grant then comes out to Tom Hart. I'll tell you what, Watsonians look tired. Taken on by Scott McKean. McKean then takes the ball onto Jack Ferguson, back into Scott McKean, but then that's gone forward. Referee, surely that ball's gone forward for when he's dropped it. But anyway, it's Watsonians still on the attack on the far side of the field. Ball kicked ahead for Mark Rennie to chase, and I'll tell you, this could be a try. Mark Rennie, if he picks up there, cuts inside. But what about the drop ball going forward there? Well, on the far side,
questionable. I think you're more convinced than I was that was definitely a forward ball. There didn't seem to be too many appeals from the Jed players that was definitely a forward ball, and they continued to play. Jed did seem to switch off there. Now Mark Rennie, you're talking about a couple of players that were out on their feet. Mark Rennie had hands and hips just a few moments ago with Twala. The two of them looked absolutely exhausted, but nobody marked Rennie. He drifted again further and further wide, and we often talk about no substitute for pace, but you have to also bear in mind that a lot of the time play can be in a concentrated area. He drifted wide, made some space for himself, and had all the time in the world to finish that off.
Ball's going to come back on the Jed side, picked up then, and that's a ball picked up, and the ball on the hoof here for Jedforest. Gregor Taylor feeds it out wide, picked up then by Rory Hutton. Hutton cuts back in field. Hutton not looking for the offload, does well to offload then to Gregor Taylor. Taylor then has a wee look up, where's he going? Offloads it inside to Donald Grieve. Grieve caught those. Watsonians put the tackles in. The ball's there. Is it turnover ball? I think no. Ball comes shooting out, picked up then by Ian Chisholm. Chisholm again makes a break, and he's off. Chisholm, he's going for the left corner. Ian Chisholm again, he'll touch down. In fact, he's into touch. He's into touch in the left hand corner. The ball's there. And I think they're being knocked off the ball here. Watsonians, if the ball's picked up, I think that could be a try, is it? Jed practically on that try line, and the Watsonians' body's coming in off the feet. Yeah, quite right, they've been penalised this time. And it's going to be Darren Gillespie with the quick tap and go here. Darren Gillespie will just try and charge his way over. Will he touch down? Leaves the ball, picked up then by Ross Goodfella out to Ian Chisholm. Chisholm then trying to find a wee gap here. He can't offload there. Good defence from Watsonians. Gillespie trying to get the ball out wide. Watsonians at the moment defending well. Ball picked up. Jedforest piling away right underneath the try line. Have they got the try? I think no, the ball's there now for Jed to use. Darren Gillespie will butter his way in. That's a try for Jed, but we're deep into injury time. It's Watsonians 33. It's Jedforest 26 with the conversion to come. Ian Chisholm then with the conversion. Here we go. There's a time. I think there's no time after this. I think the way the players are, they know they've got it. In fact, it goes over and it's going to be full time. Yep. And for the second week in succession and the second tournament in succession, Watsonians have got the better of Jedforest in a final.
Well, Mike, Watsonians' first time of winning at Kelso?
Yeah, first time, delighted. But no, it was good. Boys stuck in, we played really well.
And you're nipping away at that Jedforest lead?
Yeah, they're probably a bit too far ahead. I mean, it'd need us to win the remaining few and then them to probably get beaten first round, second round and a few. So, I mean, they've set the standard and we're happy to be able to beat them twice, but they're a great team. If we can get as near as good as them, we'll be happy.